Hello. I just want to talk about something really quickly. I just happened to see some post by somebody. Somebody decided to post some article or whatever talking about why so many black women are single. And I didn't read it because I'm a little sick of black women being on everybody's mind. I'm really tired of people caring about black women's love life as if there's nothing else in the world to be concerned about. Now, I purposely have not been catching up with the news, but I do believe there's going to be another pandemic. There's going to be another from what I heard, because I try not to get too much into that either. But the point I'm making is, it's so much in the world to be concerned about, and it seems like there's a big concern, not amongst so many people. It's really coming from a lot of, let me just say, it's black men, because that's who posted this, a black man. And it just seems to be that the black woman seems to be the focus here. Because I'm not going to put this on everybody in the world. There's a lot of people in the world that don't give a darn who black women are dating or if they stay single or whatever they do. There's a lot of people in the world that just do not care about that. They have other things going on. But the constant posting of why black women are single and this obsession is really starting to get annoying. And I'm to the point where this needs to happen, and it doesn't matter if most black women can even see it for themselves, because now I'm going to make sure they wake up. Well, not even wake up. I'm about ready for them to separate from this group of men. I have not seen anybody else be so obsessed with black women the way these guys are. Yet they don't prefer them. They prefer some other group of women, but they are the most obsessed when it comes to all this negative talk. Who posts an article about why black women are single? Why do you care enough to even take your sweet time to post something? Now, I didn't click on it. I just happened to be scrolling and I just happened to see the title of the article. I didn't click on it and read it because I'm not interested. Because why would I care? As a woman, because I don't call myself black, but as a brown woman, I don't even care enough to click on it because I don't care. Why do you care why people are single? It's much more in the world. Let me tell you something. Most brown women need to be single. But I'm going to tell you why I choose to be single right now. Now, this is something, what I'm about to say, this is something that go on the other channel called Journey into Highest Potential, but I'm going to say it here. I have become aware, just me, myself, I have become aware that I'm in the afterlife. People say, what's the afterlife like? Well, for me, this is it. See, the afterlife, I've already seen this with experience with other beings who have, transitioned. I've already seen this. They live a life in apartments, houses. They go places, they have malls they go to, they have fairs. They have a regular life the same way I do. It's just in a different dimension. They cross over to me from what I see to a different dimension. But this particular dimension that I happen to see, it's not about them making money to pay their bills and the more money make. It's about you have to earn your way up. Far as not money wise, it's more like the kind of work that you put in, and you know what I mean. I don't want to. It's like the kind of work you put in. It's almost like it could be voluntary work, but you have some place to live. And so the way you climb up like that is about the amount of work that you put in for that particular area, and it could be other things too. So it's not about who got the most money. You get to just and the people who are poor don't get nothing. That particular place, that's not how that runs. I don't think anybody is homeless. So whatever that the particular person I had experience with that passed, and I saw the world they living in. Now, granted, it's cloudy and then you never see the sun, but as far as survival, ain't nobody homeless though. I think it might be a lot of evil, but nobody's homeless in that system. You have to work your way to getting. Nobody cares that you were a star or a celebrity, and whatever this particular dimension is, they care about. They have so much value on all this celebrity and money and stuff. That is not that dimension. That's not how that works. Okay. So, but anyway, the point I'm making is I realize even this right here is the afterlife. Okay. Um, and I am working my way back to crossing back up into those higher realms with a different body. And so I don't have time, to be honest with you. I don't have time to be worried about dating somebody right now. It's too much of a doggone risk to be dating somebody. I don't care even what color they are. It's too much of a risk to be dating anybody, and I'm really tired of people and they focus on why a certain group of women are single. Because I want to be, and you and your criticisms and your negativity is not going to make me do something that I don't feel like I should be doing. So I'm ready for a lot of brown women to, and I know I used the word black women earlier. That's because that's what this article said, black women. But I don't want to use that word. I'm ready for a lot of most brown women to depart from that word called black, and I'm ready for them to separate from black men. I'm a little tired of black men. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of their negativity. I am sick of their negativity. The whole world knows. Even when I went to India in 2018, and I stayed there for those 3 months, it was one guy just had this. He's a young guy though. He was at the time he probably was like between 18 and 20. He was still in college. That's what I know. So even this young Indian guy that I was talking to at this restaurant in India, South India, talked to him about the downright slander and degradation from a lot of black men on social media, like the hatred for black women. And even him living in India, he knows. He even is aware. I think I talked to an Ethiopian guy one time when I was in LA, and he is even aware. But the Ethiopian is still in the United States of America. I'm talking about in a completely different continent, in India, and this Indian guy, young man who's in college, is aware of the hatred spewed towards brown women from black men. He is aware in India. And so I don't have anything else to say. I don't care about Naal. I don't care. It's time for brown women. I'm just ready for them to get their energy back and just separate from brown men. Kudos to the ones who are married to good guys. Okay, I'm not gonna take anything away from the brown women who have good men who cherish them. But for the most part, black men are just a problem. They are a problem in more ways that people even realize. In more ways that people even more ways than people realize. And I realize brown women got stuff going on too. But for me, from what I witnessed, brown women have sat there and allowed black men to drag them into a hole. This is just my experience and my observation growing up. They have sat there and they have allowed black men to drag them into a hole. They have supported black men in dragging them into a hole. Not even a ditch, just a deep hole. That's what I see with brown women. And I've said this before. I know some people might not agree that brown men pretty much control the crowns of a lot of brown women in more ways than people realize. Do you know when a lot of these ladies get initiated? This is what I heard now. When a lot of these ladies get initiated into these other type of these groups, like spiritual type of groups, and they get initiated into it, a lot of times the man is the one who is at the top. And I remember somebody talking about that they trapping brown women's souls, like they trapping them like that. So I'm ready for brown women to just really separate from them. They just continue to be a serious issue. You know, but I don't have too much more to say after that. I feel like if brown women chose to be single for a specific reason right now, they should go on to be single, and people need to mind their own doggone business. It's too much going on to be focused on a group of women and why they are not dating people. To be honest with you, if more and more brown women are single, I feel like that could be a good sign that they're focusing on themselves. But some people who want to put brown women down don't see it like that. They were like, "Oh, how you ain't got a man? Who cares?" You know how? You know. Let me tell you something. I said this before. How many yogis? Okay, Yogis, yogis. I think that's how you spell it. How often do you see that they are married? The people, the guys like in Tibet and these different places, you know, these guys that are just extremely spiritual. How often do you never see them with a woman? Does anybody criticize them? I'm talking about these real spiritual men that you see in Tibet and all this stuff in different places where they spend most of their time just pretty much meditating, getting into their lighter body. How often are you seeing them with women? Because I do not see them with women. But nobody criticizes them, and I don't criticize them either. But my point is, seems like when you see women, but especially brown women, who might decide they don't want to be with anybody right now because they want to focus on themselves and being whole, seems like it's a problem. And I only see mostly one group of people who keep having something to say about it. And I'm sick of brown women following in their footsteps. Every time I see a brown woman that want to tell other brown women what to do and how to get a man, they following in these guys' footsteps. These women following Kevin Samuels' footsteps. They following Tommy's footsteps. They sound like men. But anyway, yeah, that's all I gotta say. That I'm done with these. I'm sick of these guys. They are annoying. They bring nothing valuable to the table. And like I said, I'm not talking about the guys that actually have brown women for wives, that actually cherish their wives and their family. That is great. But for the most part, as a collective, they are a problem. They're a problem. But even the so-called good guys that do take care of their family, they are big fans of Kevin Samuels. Okay, so even though they might be taking care of their wife and kids, they support the negative rhetoric towards brown women too. They support it as well. So in a lot of instances, they are a problem too. Okay, but anyway, that's all I got to talk about really, really quickly. Just wanted to talk about that. And I will talk later.